My name is Marta Judith Quiroz Terán. My topic is why is it important to learn a foreign language? I choose this topic because I like very much learn foreign language.
Marta, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you because I can't see you. Is your camera on?
Okay.
Please check.
It is difficult for this. Now, can you see?
We can see your screen, but we can't see you.
My camera. Excuse me.
There you
It's
go.
good?
Go ahead.
It's good?
Continue. Yes.
Okay. My topic is why it is important to learn a foreign language. I choose this topic because for me it is very important to learn foreign language. Uh, I am going to talk about 5 aspects for this topic: enrichment and expansion of knowledge. It makes us more competent, knowledge of other people, place, and culture, communication, and job opportunities. So, to continue, first of all, enrichment and expansion knowledge. When we learn one or more foreign languages, we have the advantage of broadening the horizon of our knowledge. Why? I think because the fact of being familiar with another language allows and favors on enrichment of learning, thinking and speaking in a language other than the mother tongue leads to a different structure of we want to express. On the other hand, I think discovering that an expression or a popular saying is said in another way allows you to increase your knowledge. And discussing a topic in another language makes it possible to expand knowledge because it is necessary to think from the structure of language that is learned. Being able to read a book, for example, all these are weight. In the second place, it makes us more competent. In this case, every time another language is learned, we can attest that we become more competent in various life situations. This competence allows a person to face challenges, develop their skill, and prepare to respond to the demand that we say that arise every day and with the constant change in the world. For example, learning other languages pave the way for people to cope with certain complex or easy situation. On the other hand, it makes you competent for a job, to communicate with people who do not speak your language, to write, to tell a story, among others, to talk, to think in another language. It is makes us more competent. Another aspect is knowledge of other people, place, and culture. I think a great advantage in the fact of learning a foreign language is precisely the possibility that you have, for example, in front of you of being able to travel, for example, see many places, create relationship with other people, and therefore know and learn from other culture. I think the knowledge of culture will be linked to the expansion of knowledge because you contextualize yourself. It is important because you know belief, story, custom, the way for life of the people, and others. For communication. For this aspect, communication, it's facilitated interaction with other people. You can go here or there, define yourself, ask question, answer, interact in real context with native people. You can make friends, and suddenly you find yourself at a given moment talking in your country or in a foreign country. So with these people like, or if you already live there for a long time, this is wonderful. Communicate with other people from other countries. And job opportunities. And last but not least, for example, currently in bilingual educational institution, they have a requirement that teachers speak English to apply for said job. In my personal experience, I studied French, and this made it possible for me to work in a situation where the teaching of French is relevant. I think learning English, for example, is considered a requirement for many universities, for many schools, for students who would like to do their specialized study elsewhere. Second language is required, particularly English. For example, here in Colombia, there are many schools of English is a requirement. For a simultaneous translation for tourist guides. Here in Medellin, many foreigners come. There are young people who serve as serve as guide for these people in both in English in French. This is a great advantage. Finally, my presentation, I think it is short because I don't have a very fluent English. Finally, in conclusion, I consider that learning a foreign language today is not so difficult because there are many free application. You just need discipline for to learn another language. The only disadvantage that I see is, for example, for those people who have problem with the connection, who live in rural areas where there is no coverage. This is a pity because learn a foreign language is very important currently for many people. In here in Colombia, there are many schools and university require the certification in English or in French or to advance it in study. Well, and finally, I leave you with this statement that I found on this subject that helped me in what I just said. National Research Council 2007, beyond the intellectual benefits, knowledge of a foreign language facilitates travel, enhances career opportunities, and enable on one to learn more about different people and culture. Take from page 6. This is the reference that I support my presentation for today. This is all for my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
It looks like Hernan wants to go with the first question. Am I right?
Yes, teacher. Hi, Marta. I understand all of this presentation and congratulations. My question is, you as a future teacher, the best. The British accent and the American accent has been difficult in your learning process?
Do you want to repeat first part, please?
Okay. In your process, in the learning process of a new language, as I can see, you are learning a North American accent. That's right. As your learning process, you think a British accent is more difficult than North American accent?
North American is not more difficult because this is a place where people speak your language. But here in Colombia is a little difficult because we speak in Spanish. These processes is more difficult.
I think you don't understand my question.
Yes.
Listen again. You think that British accent is more difficult than North American accent?
It's more difficult.
In your learning process, is more difficult British accent?
In my learning process, is no.
Okay.
To understand you. If you
all right, let's go with the second question. Let's go with the second question. Brian, go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, Marta, please tell me, what do you do, or what do you think is the most complex universal language to learn?
the more complex in the universal language.
Yes, for example, English, French, Chinese.
For me, is the
Universal.
German is a complex language because I try to learn alone, but I think I need to help with other people because alone it is difficult. French, for example,
French?
is
Okay.
is easy for me.
Wow.
But, yes.
For me, no. Thank you, Marta.
Next
you.
question.
Me?
Go ahead, Paula.
My question is, what do you think is failing in our education system for having low development in our bilingual skills?
I think this is a complex
Question.
situation. For example, here in Colombia, because the learning for the public school is difficult to teach skill, speaking, reading, writing, and reading. For example, it is difficult speaking for the public school. It is there is not much time to teach in the four skill.
Thank you. Last question.
Yes. My question is, why is important for you to learn a foreign language?
I think it is important this position because today it is not difficult to learn a foreign language. There are many strategy source in internet. In today, there are many strategy for to learn. Yes, because it is easy, but for many people it is not easy because they haven't the fast the resource for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marta.
So
Okay, thank you.
we finish Marta's presentation. I will stop your recording.